All right, good evening again. And how wonderful that we have lots of visitors here today. And I know we have a baptism after Mass, right? Okay. One of my greatest joys as a priest is when I do a wedding and then they come back with the fruit of that love. And Tyler, Mary, I remember that very well, your wedding. And so I'm privileged today after Mass today to do that. And I know we've got a lot of visitors over there, and we have some right there, and we have some right there, and we have some right there. So we live by 6 words here, and we all want to get to heaven. We want to slide through purgatory, not spend much very time there. We want to get right into heaven. So when we get there, it's going to be because we live by these 6 words. So Holy Spirit, what's our 6 words for ourselves and for our visitors today? Yes, let's just do that, okay? And we're going to see each other in heaven. We're going to be there someday in heaven. We're going to be together. But you know what? It's name tag weekend. And every time we have name tag weekend, it's time to learn someone's name, right? I really try to learn somebody's name new. So I have been wanting to know who you are, Rich and Kathy Remersma. You've been coming about 6 weeks, right? A little bit longer than that. But you sit right here. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this pen. I'm going to write your name, Rich. Whoa. This is a very good friend of yours. I do weddings. It's not too late. And Kathy, Rich and Kathy. Can we welcome Rich and Kathy and his good friend? All right. All right, now I know. See, I put it on my hand. So I'm going to remember. Now, Jerry, your task is to remember their name next week. Okay? Right. That's the whole point of us. We want to be remembered, right? And I love remembering your names. It just so happens there's like 5,000 of you. And I can't remember everybody, but I think about 1,000, and on a good day that I can try to remember your names. But it's so important, right? We want people to know us. We want people to know our names. And it's so important for me to know your name, and I try to learn somebody's name every time. So Rich and Kathy, Rich and Kathy, Rich and Kathy, Rich and Kathy. Okay, very good. I'm going to remember that, hopefully next week when they come, and sit right there, because that's where they sit. That's their reserved seats. It's Christ the King, King of the universe. When Jesus, the night before he was to die, gathered his loved ones around a table of great love where they prepared this wonderful feast. And during that meal, as they were eating, he took simple bread and simple wine, and he blessed it. He broke that bread, and then he said, when you do this in remembrance of me. What Jesus is saying at that moment is that when you gather in my holy name, when you gather in the Eucharist, remember me and everything I'm going to do for you. Everything I have done, are doing, and will do. Remember me. Now, the very next day, as Jesus is hung on a cross, and there's 2 criminals, one on his left and one on his right. And one of them reviles Jesus and says, Jesus, if you are the Christ, if you are the King, get me down off this cross. See, this criminal, this person is hanging there who reviles Jesus. He wants a miracle. He wants a miracle. He wants to get down off that cross and go home. But the other one, he simply just says what? Jesus, remember me when you come into my kingdom, into your kingdom. He doesn't want a miracle. He doesn't want to come down off the cross. All he wants to do is to be remembered. That's it. And Jesus promises him he will be remembered. I give homework, and here's my homework for all of us this week. How are we to remember Jesus Christ in our life and ask yourself, who sits on the throne of your life? Is it us? Do we sit on our own throne? Do we sit on our throne of pride, of passions, of a lack of forgiveness, a lack of patience, a lack of love? Who sits on our throne of life? Is it Jesus Christ? And then, as we've been reading the book, Slowing Down to the Speed of Joy, how will we slow down to the speed of joy? Because next week starts Advent. Next week starts Advent, if you can believe it or not. How do we need to slow down so that we will know who Christ the King is in our life and give ourselves to him? And then just my invitation, as always, spend 5 minutes in prayer each and every day. In Advent, I'm going to give you something that's going to help you to know what 5 minutes is. So come back next week and all through Advent, and I'll give you a special treat of a sacramental that will help all of us know what 5 minutes are. And then have your special place of prayer. Know where your place of prayer is. That's where I pray. That's where I center myself on Jesus Christ, the King of the universe. So this week, let's give our lives to that King and live for him this week.